government on those issues. But we believe in only Allah, and we believe that at the end of the day, the truth shall prevail, and that's what happened.
Honorable, let me take your mind off to some of the misconceptions that have been portrayed. There are some quarters that are even trying to say that some of these people were political prisoners. But what we saw among the list of people executed, there is nobody here who's got any political affiliation. These were people who took the lives of people from an ordinary perspective. And I guess you will be able to shed light on that.
Malik, I think what some people lack, particularly some Gambians, is sincerity. Every Gambian who have listened to either radios or watch the televisions or read in newspapers, and so the press release, because government come out publicly, and the names of those who were executed as they were read, and also the crimes they committed. Every Gambian and everybody on this earth knows that there is not a single politician in this on those executed. Malik, in fact, I can say that we all know there is not a single politician in this country who've been sentenced to death. We've never seen it. We've never. Malik, this have nothing to do with politics. If you go through the names, you look at it, only the names can tell you whether they are politicians or whether this is a step probably to silence political opponent is bogus, is unfair, not only to the government and people of the Republic of the Gambia, but to the president and to the entire citizen of this country. It's unfair, it's unjust, it's malicious, it's only meant towards tarnishing the image of the country.
Let me ask you this important question. Why was there an uproar when these executions were carried out? And in other countries where executions are carried out, nobody says anything.
Malik, it's all about the hypocrisy being played in this as a game. Malik, when things happen, you either tell the truth or you lie. Malik, Gambia is a sovereign and an independent nation with her laws, and with this particular law been put in there by the people through referendum. We live in a global world. The so-called superpowers, members of the permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, Malik, have a death penalty in their laws. And annually, if you know some of these countries, you go through when you research, you know the number of people they execute monthly, in fact. It's surprising to know that some of these people would want to probably back people to be shouting about what is happening and to cry foul about what's happening in this country. Malik, you go to the United States and China. Annually, you cannot even tell the number of people they execute. The United States, majority of the states in the United States have the death penalty, and every year they carry the death penalty law to the latter, including Washington State, Malik. China, in 2005, according to the WHO foundations, China executed 5,000 people in 2005. What is the hypocrisy? The so-called superpowers bullying the people. Malik, the international arena, unless and until we change, I mean the United Nations, it will continue to be the life of the jungle. Malik, these so-called superpowers, champions of democracy, champions of human rights, champion of so-called whatever you want to call it, you see, sitting head of state of a country that's Iraq, not only deposing him, but they put him to a court that even the dumb and the blind and the deaf agrees that he was not given a fair trial. They condemned him to death, and he was executed.
By hanging.
By hanging.
Honorable, let me take you to where I want you to reassure our neighbors, Senegal. If Tabara Samba was a Gambian, or Tabara Samba being a Senegalese, let's say vice versa, her husband murdered her. Her husband was going to face the same fate as she felt. And this is something that has got to be orchestrated amply.
Malik, it's very pathetic and saddened to see or hear some people playing the hypocrisy once more, calling themselves either human rights activists or sympathizers as Senegalese, though they are own nationals, because she is being executed. Malik.
But likewise, the British national was killed here,
yes,
and they're still anti-Gambian,
yes,
and executed.
Exactly. Malik, now the Senegalese people, Senegalese government and her people, didn't they know the crime committed by Tabara Samba? Where were they? Where were their embassy? This is a Senegalese lady whose Gambians adore so dearly, married, with all the necessary matrimonial needs that she deserves avail to her, and all the responsibilities as a husband. He was so caring, and all the responsibility given to her, only for whatever reason, for her to have a cooking oil, boil it, and kill the husband to death. Where were the Senegalese those talking? What were they saying
when that happened?
When that happened?
And it was on the in the media. It was
every day
the proceedings
on the newspapers during the proceedings, and they have an embassy here, High Commission here in the
unlike the US embassy, who will monitor each and every one of their citizens,
exactly,
and will even try to evacuate their citizens in terms of calamities.
So Mali, what happened? I want to ask these questions. What the Senegalese embassy staffs here were doing? Were in there or transmitting daily information with regards to the courts and proceedings to their government in Senegal? And after all the legal apparatus or the legal process were exhausted, and she was sentenced to death since 2007 to death, what happened? Haven't they communicated to their government? And following the pronouncement of His Excellency to implement the provisions of the Constitution to the letter, they knew these Senegalese were death row convicts in the prisons, and what they did was very gruesome murder, and they were part of those to be executed. Then they communicated to their government, and the victim of Tabara Samba's husband, Mali, because the victim and the family of Tabara Samba's husband, unlike any other victims' family members,
they have
that they believe there is law in this country, there is law and order, and they believe in the laws of the land, and they wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt to allow due process of the law for us as Gambians. We believe in ourselves, we believe in our president, we believe in our government, and we believe in discipline, we believe in independence and sovereignty of any other nations. That is the reason why we've not been making a lot of noise. We want to take